We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Weird Girls Weekly Recap of all things awesome. And there's so much awesome going on this week. We really have to dive straight into everything, so we're not going to spend too much time going. Let's talk about who's here. We've got Amanda Dawn. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Hey, there she is. Elizabeth's here. Say hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Gildy Nova.
Hey.
So, if you hadn't guessed by now, we're totally talking about Game of Thrones. Because that's the thing. Now, we've gotten into this really bad habit of spending like an hour and a half talking about Game of Thrones. I mean, we could do a whole show just about Game of Thrones. Is that me?
Mute.
Son of a gun. I thought I turned it off. Ugh. So anyway, in order to keep us on track, I'm going to have a little timer working. So we're going to time ourselves so we don't spend an hour and a half just talking about Game of Thrones, because there is a ton of stuff that we could talk about Game of Thrones. But let's just dive in there. Do you guys want to start with the Mountain and the Viper, or do you want to start with the other stuff and finish with that?
I feel like we should finish with that. Let's start at the beginning where we started, which was
Great Worm.
Morristown getting sacked.
Yes. Yeah, so the wildlings are attacking the town right outside of Castle Black, and they're killing everybody. There's blood pouring through the floors of the houses and everything like that. Ygritte, I'm trying to figure out her. Because she's going through, she is just skewering people left and right. But she finds Gilly hiding with her little baby, and she's like, oh, be quiet, and she lets her go. Who is she? Who is Ygritte? What's going on with her?
Is there some invisible sign that says I'm a wildling too?
Yes, somehow no.
Is it like a smell? Is it I don't know.
Is it a smell? She has the wildling smell.
Yeah. The wildling smell. It's a wonderful body odor they have. It's called wildling perfume, sold at Macy's.
Oh, the wildling.
Oh, the wildling. I don't know. I think Ygritte just has a heart that no one else has, because she shared it with Jon Snow at one point, and I think it's still there. And I just think she has a heart, and maybe it's for women and children. Maybe it's just for people who are not fighting her. But then again, not many people were fighting her. She was just kind of like shoot, like doing that. So that's who I think she is.
Is she redeemable? Is she going to be able to come back from this later on? I don't know if there's ever a possibility, but if there's a possibility, could she be redeemed?
Wait,
if she dies, she'll die.
Why do you think she won't? What is she redeeming herself from?
The number of people she's killing, the murder, shooting, decapitating, everything she's doing. Is that not?
Lots of people.
Y'all still see her? Y'all see her as a bad guy? Cause I kind of don't.
Have you not seen her murder?
She's a wildling. It's what wildlings do.
Oh, it's okay then.
Have you not seen Arya Stark murder?
I mean, right.
Okay.
You can't pick and choose who's okay to murder and who's not.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yes.
Hold on a minute.
Arya is doing it in defense. They attacked the village.
Nah.
What? Arya totally. She's only killing people that have killed her family.
Right.
But Ygritte and the rest
She's
of
not doing it in defense, though. She's seeking these people out to kill them.
Because
She's
they're
not
evil
defending
people.
herself.
Because they're evil people. Did
And
Joffrey deserve to die?
What?
Did Joffrey deserve to die?
Strong question.
Yeah, but
Okay. Did the little farmer that she killed deserve to die?
Probably.
I feel like he was dying.
I don't know. I'm not too bothered by it for some reason, and it's probably because. Right, okay, thanks for making me not feel like a jerk.
No, I'm not either, because I also like Ramsay Snow. Also, we can go into that later. So there are people on here that are bad that I like. Guys, we've talked about this. You know I like him.
I don't understand that at all.
No.
I don't like his character. I love what the actor is doing with it, and y'all know how I feel about him and his Misfits role. We've been there. He's fantastic. Okay, if you love Ramsay, you have to check out Misfits, Amanda.
Okay.
Because
I follow him on Instagram.
Anyway.
Actually, quite a cool dude to follow on Instagram.
Right?
He posts really cool pictures. Yeah.
Speaking of Instagram, the best picture was the Viper and the Mountain in their swim trunks.
Yeah.
That was good.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
The
Saw that
mountain
one.
is just like so big compared to him.
Oberon's like, yeah.
Have you seen the picture of him next to Cersei too?
No.
He's like twice her size. She
Oh
barely
my god,
sure.
yeah, I bet.
Oh my god, this guy is huge. He's amazing. Oh. Well, okay, we'll talk about more of that. But yeah, you're right. The very best picture out of Instagram's got to be the bathing suit.
Definitely.
Yeah, you should definitely look that up if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. But anyway, going back to the show, Ygritte, I don't know. I think she's like killing a lot of people. I'm just saying.
I think she's like killing a lot of people.
I'm just saying she's excessive with her killing. It's a thing.
No one's perfect in the world of Westeros. No one is perfect.
Absolutely true. Nobody's perfect. in the
No one's
show.
perfect. So she
Oh, my
murders a
goodness.
few dozen people here and there for no reason.
Fine.
It's fine.
You're so overly critical.
I know. Oh, if only she only killed like a dozen people instead of 24 people. Then
Right.
God, how can I be so critical? You know, Casey's on your side no matter what. Casey's back watching. Hi, Casey.
Hey Casey, how are you?
You just said I have no clue what you all are on about, but I am Team Kelly all day, every day.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Whatever. Maleficent will still kill Kitty.
Oh, don't.
She's on my side with that.
That's
You
so
know she
wrong.
is.
I cannot believe you're bringing that up again.
Wait.
Kitty Pryde
Yeah.
can see Maleficent's ass every day. Every day.
Nah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I'm going.
Do you want to talk about the big thing? The big spoiler?
Which what? Which one? There's so many.
No, there's
So many.
Oh God. Okay. Let's move
Okay,
on.
but I'm worried.
Which
I
one?
guess I don't see there are lots of big spoilers happening. Like there's one that I can think of. I don't see any other big spoilers in the show.
Okay. What's the one that you're thinking of?
The one with the mountain. What are
No,
you
that's at
thinking
the
of?
end.
What spoilers would those?
That's at the end. We're gonna talk about that at the end.
What else do you want to talk about?
Oh my God!
What?
Did you not watch the show?
I watched it. Okay. I
Get
watched the
together, okay.
show, but apparently it didn't have as big of an impact with me as it did with you guys.
Oh my
Clearly.
God. Okay. Let's just talk about the other stuff because Kelly's just waiting on the mountain thing. She's like, whatever, Game of Thrones.
That's the only thing that matters. Hello.
How?
Oh my God! Can we
How?
not talk about Daenerys? I mean, that was pretty huge.
This was an epic moment in her being a queen. She sent away, aka broke up her relationship with Jorah over
Poor
a
Jorah.
note that could or not been could or could have not been forged. Which I was thinking it's probably not forged because he did agree to all of those.
That was definitely
Yeah.
real. He did get a pardon from Baratheon for his help, and that was right before they tried to poison Daenerys. So there was a real pardon.
Yeah, we saw a small council meeting where Tywin said, let's, like, cause some trouble over there.
Yeah.
I think I'm just kind of over.
Don't you dare say it! Don't you
I
dare
am
say it!
about to mute you, girl. I'm about to put you on mute.
In her defense, it has been kind of a one-note thing where it's like, conquer, free the slaves, conquer, free the slaves, conquer, free the slaves. This is the first thing that's happened.
That's true. This is big, but this was a big deal. So Jorah
Yes, it's a very
is
big deal.
gone.
I think the ship between her slaves is a bigger deal.
That was adorable.
It was.
Okay.
That's
Yes, Grey Worm and Missandei they're made to be together.
They're
They
so
are
cute.
made to be together. They're so adorable.
I loved the braiding the hair and the pillar and the stones conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I loved about that? I love the fact that her queen was braiding her hair. To me, that was a big deal. Would Cersei ever do anything like that? Would anyone we have ever seen do
No.
anything like that?
Nope.
No. That was such a...
Marjorie would.
True.
Marjorie's fantastic in all way, shape, and form. So
You're
yes,
right.
Of course.
I mean, the two most fantastic women in the show would braid somebody else's hair, Daenerys and Marjorie Tyrell. So.
Yeah. I think I've already resigned myself to the fact that Jorgen and Daenerys won't be together, and I think I'm so jilted about that. I'm like, good, you leave. You get out of here. Just get out. Because I don't want to ship you anymore.
Oh, your ship is sunk.
It's
But do you
sunk
think
from day one.
But this is. You all say there's nothing going on with her now, but there really is. Like, this is a downturn, and all we've been seeing is stuff going up for House
Do
Targaryen.
you think it's a downturn, though?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
It's a big
trusted
downturn.
advisor.
Well, okay, so yes, it's very unfortunate, and it's like, oh man, that really sucks. She feels like she's been betrayed, but you kick his ass out and you move on,
I don't know.
But
right?
I think she pulled too much of a queen card and was very harsh on him. If she would have been anything like her old Daenerys self, she would have asked about it. But she was like, hell no.
He was gonna let someone kill her.
Yeah.
No, that's when he changed his mind.
Right,
yeah.
but I mean, I think she has a right to be like, oh hell no, get out. We're gonna let me die.
I'm just surprised that Barrister didn't already know. He was still part of the King's Guard when all of this got arranged.
Yeah, but he wasn't part of the small council. That was the
No.
small council thing with the intrigue with Varys and all them. So
But he was
wasn't
like the number one guy though in the King's Guard.
in the King's Guard, but not in the small council. He wasn't the King's Guard isn't involved with the intrigue side of things. This was purely a Varys kind of thing. So that doesn't surprise me. I don't think. Am I crazy in that?
No.
Yeah.
I think you're right on that. I think we're going to see more betrayals, honestly, with Daenerys, and it's going to get a little more bad.
I think it is going to get bad. I'm curious if there's a way that Jorah could come back. Do you think Jorah could find a way
He'll
back?
come back, and it'll be kind of in a rowing hero kind of way, kind of like riding on a white horse, saving her from something.
It'll be
And
about
then-
Westeros at the very end.
And then
And then, here, wait. I want to hear you say that again
Westeros, Kelly.
with that face, Kelly.
she'll be like, I love you forever and always, and he'll be like, me too, and they'll be like, ah! And
He'll
then
stand outside the
everything will
castle
end
with the
happily
boombox.
ever after. That's how the season ends.
They'll
So
never
you-
end happily
who
ever
is it?
after.
He's gonna stand outside the castle with a big boombox over his head.
Yeah, exactly. And then eat cake with her on the dining table.
Totally.
Oh yeah, take her to art museums and propose to her on a German parade in the middle of Chicago. Yes, y'all wish.
We just threw like every 80s movie together for the ship of Jorgen and Daenerys. I love it.
So
Jorah.
I do think that was a big deal though that he left, and
It is a big deal.
I'm curious as to how he's going to get back. I think he has to come back, and I think you're right, Matt. There's something else going to happen with Daenerys. It's not all going to be wine and roses.
I think something could happen to where she could get like kidnapped, something. Because the thing is, I also see something happening with Grey Worm. He is now to a point to where he really likes Missandei, to where he might do anything for her. So if something would come about to where we have her, you give us her, and we'll give you Missandei, type thing. Like,
Wow, I don't
what,
think he would betray Daenerys.
you don't think so?
No, he said a lot of times the greatest thing that's ever happened in his life was when he was there and she freed them from the Masters. I don't
Yeah,
think that that's
because
going
he met her. Were you not listening?
Yes, I was listening. I'm just saying. Things
Oh,
can
no,
happen.
I was talking to Mark. No. I was,
Oh,
yeah, because he was saying, yeah, the greatest thing is because he met, Missandei.
Yeah, I think y'all are
That's
wrong.
why, because
No.
he's glad these things happened.
Yes, but I don't think that Missandei is going to trump Daenerys.
You don't think so?
Oh, no way. No way. No way.
we'll see. But I'm saying that
Yeah,
that could be a thing. That could be a thing,
Apparently, the Grey Worm and Missandei relationship is an addition from the book, so who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Let's talk about the Eyrie.
Okay.
A couple of cool
Little-
things. Sansa's finally admitted she's Sansa Stark. Yay. I am very happy about that.
Very lovely done monologue. Like, I thought that was very well done by Sophie Turner. It was probably the first instance we've ever seen her actually, steal a scene, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
She did
I
great.
was really excited for it, and Littlefinger's face though was just so priceless when she walked in. He was like eyeing her like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And it was just like great. And then watching her like talk about it and the way that I knew exactly, I had a feeling that's exactly how she was gonna do it and twist it, and I was like, "Ah, it's so perfect." You know, Peter is just like sitting there like, "Yes, yes, yes."
Yeah.
Yes.
It was impressive. So, talking about her speech, if you will, there, she told them the truth with a couple of omissions. I don't think she ever actually lied about anything, did she?
Yes.
Well, except for
That she fell.
yeah, except she fell. But everything else was the truth, except for that one thing.
And the peck on the cheek wasn't.
Yeah,
right.
and the peck on the cheek.
All right. Two things.
Two big things.
I guess they were two decent things, but everything else was the truth. I mean, is she learning? Is she becoming Littlefinger? Her own little Littlefinger?
Well, no, she is now Mockingbird.
Yes. I mean,
Getting like Hunger Games and things mixed down like Mockingjay, Mockingbird. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know.
Mockingjay is Katniss. Mockingbird is Baelish.
The Texas State Bird.
And it's a Texas State Bird.
Okay, cool. I think full on Mockingbird. What? I missed something.
I don't know. Don't worry. Yeah, I agree. I think that she's gone full on like Peter Baelish. She has listened, she has learned, and there was this really great photo set on Tumblr that really put Sansa in a different light for me. You know, I've really thought that she's been weak for the majority of things, but when you look at her history through the show, when she first started out with the Starks, when you look at how she was dressed and the way she carried herself, she was full on Catelyn Stark. When she was with the Lannisters, she had the same hairstyle as Cersei. She wore the same colors as Cersei. When she was hanging out with Marjorie, same colors, same hairstyle. And now she's hanging out with Baelish, same colors, same hairstyle. She totally adapts to whatever situation she's in. And I think it's probably how she survived.
I think the best part was when he came into her room and she never looked up till the very end. She's just like, "Yeah, I know you're there. Whatever."
Yes.
When he walked in, I was like, "Peter, don't do anything stupid. They make me not like you. Don't do anything stupid."
Is this the first time that Sansa's had control over anything? Because now she knows what Baelish wants, and she has control over Baelish. Is this the first time that's really happened for her?
Yes. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what happens.
So.
I'm really excited.
For what's going on. I still don't trust Peter Baelish. I think he's a weasel, but
I mean, let's remember that Peter Baelish is the guy that started this whole thing in motion in the first place. With Ned Stark getting killed, with the original Hand getting killed, he's the guy that started the war for the throne and everything in the first place. He is a bad dude. So I don't know what he did.
But I wonder if after everything with Sansa and what she told, the council, would they be the council? What are they? They look like a council.
They're the council.
A gaggle of people.
Small council.
Right. I felt like he was kind of looking at her like, "I see promise in you. I feel like I can use you to my advantage." And possibly because she seems so innocent, and when she came out in that dress, looking all bad girl, it was like she knew exactly what she was gonna do. She knew exactly who she was gonna be now.
Yep. I didn't even recognize her at first. When she came out at first,
no one did.
I was like, "Who the heck is that? Is that somebody new?" And then she started walking down. It was like, "Oh, Sansa. Sansa. Wow. Yeah." So I'm curious what she's gonna do. Phil's got a great comment, and he is absolutely right. Phil Koss. Hey, Phil. It's Game of Thrones. There will be sex, death, and betrayal, and not really in that order. That is so true.
That's so true.
It's gonna happen. Oh God, yeah, I don't know. Now, before we leave the Eyrie, Arya is there now. The Hound and Arya made it to the Eyrie, and
loved it.
There was a great moment where the Hound comes up and he says, "Look at me, I'm the Hound. This is Arya Stark. what up? Take us to Alyssa Aaron. And they're like, oh, she's dead. Arya just starts cracking up.
I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Was
So
that
good.
the best moment of the show?
Yeah.
It
Well,
was fantastic.
yeah.
I'm
But
really
now
curious.
what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, because now you've got Sansa and Arya together, but Sansa's taking on this new Mockingbird persona. Arya's a killer. I mean, these two are not like they used to be a year or so ago when they last saw each other.
Well, they're not together yet.
True.
They're still
Yeah.
outside the gate. Hound probably doesn't see anyone inside who's going to pay money for Arya anymore, so they may not even go in. And no one outside that small council knows that Sansa is Sansa.
That's true. Good point.
But, you know, if they do go in, I just know that Sansa and Baelish are going to leave, and they're going to keep doing this stupid little run-around circle. Like, when they showed up, I was like, you've got to get it right! Because I know it's going to happen! They're not going to reunite! Ugh.
We're never
Not that I'm upset about it.
We're never gonna get them together anymore. And it really irks me. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna get together. I want them to, seriously, more than anything. But I think they're gonna turn around right now at the gate and they're gonna go someplace else. And I have a feeling I know where they're gonna go to. You wanna know?
Okay, where are they going to go to?
They're gonna go to Bravos.
Bravo.
She's gonna go try to cash in her faceless man assassin thing.
No.
Could be.
Oh.
You know who else is in Bravos? Stannis Baratheon.
He's still there.
Ooh. That's the.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see. That would be interesting. That would be kind of sad, though, if they missed the reuniting thing again. That would just, All right.
It was sad when Bran and Jon didn't see each other a couple episodes ago. I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, turn around, turn around, turn around.
That would have been, you know. I still want the Starks to have something good happen in their lives, and so far it's just not happening. It's very frustrating.
Not going to happen.
Well, Sansa did get away from Joffrey, so we can take that as a win.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay! But
Yay.
that, of course, leads us into the last thing we should probably talk about here, which is Mountain and the Viper.
Oh my God.
That was somebody's cat.
That was Xander.
That was Xander. Yeah, Xander did not like that event either.
He's the one that gave you the black eye.
It was
I just
really
want to ask, first off, before we start talking, did anyone expect that coming?
Anyone expect what?
Expect it coming? Did you think they were going to end up like they were going to end up?
Yes.
I had a feeling, and I was like, they better not. The whole scene, I was like, they better not, they better not, they better not.
I will say, I went into it thinking, okay, the Viper might have this, and he did really good, and then he got him with killing blow, stabbed him with his spear, and I'm like, yay, you won, and then he kept talking.
Then he gave a monologue.
Yeah, but I was like, you're gonna,
The more
I
he
went that
kept
monologue
talking, the
for
more
that
I was
long.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it was bad.
Okay, so let's back it up. Iliara Sand is in, looking fan-freaking-tastic as ever. And she says something to Oberon that just crushed my heart into a tiny little bits and pieces. Don't leave me on this place. Don't leave me in this place alone. And he says never. And I was like,
Oh, yeah. That was,
Right then I was like, you dead.
I was like,
You dead.
so, Elizabeth, you said that you totally saw this coming. So why did you see this coming?
wow.
Because George R. Martin likes to make us like people and then kill them.
It is so true that you were 100% right. I just refuse to acknowledge that.
I'm right along with you, Amanda.
So we were
Refuse it.
talking earlier, Elizabeth, you and I were talking earlier, and you kind of had this thing where you said, I get it, but it's almost predictable now. The story's almost predictable.
Yeah.
And,
Really?
I mean, do you guys feel that way? Is it predictable?
Either that or I'm just a fool, because that was not predictable. I'm sorry. I really didn't think that was going to happen.
Nothing good. I mean, I was talking about it everyone agrees that it's a horrible show or movie when the good guy always wins, right?
I agree with that, yes.
It has swung. Right, and this has swung in the other direction. The good guy never wins, ever. And there's no one to root for because you know they're going to die.
False. Astapor.
They're going to die.
Goddamn slave. She walked out of there, and it was a badass chick moment, and I was like, yeah. was
Well,
happy
I think the point is that at this point, everybody we grow to like is going to die.
Don't believe that. I know. I feel like I know people who are going to live. I know.
I don't know who to
Yeah.
think anymore. I don't even know what to
I don't
think.
know what to believe anymore.
I mean, next week is going to be 100 versus 100,000. That's good odds. Yeah.
I just want to say I don't think anything's going to happen to John. I really don't. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yet.
He's one of those. I think he is the reason that the freaking whole series is called A Song of Fire. Ugh.
How much wine have you had, girl? Come on now.
I've had a very hard time getting through this fight, losing Oberon, because I loved him so much, and I just So, but okay, the whole series is called A Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, to me, ice is John, fire is Danny. They are fine.
Sure.
Gonna be okay.
I see the ice as the White Walkers, fire as the dragons. That's what it's going to come down to.
But there's people connected to that. I think
They're
it's
all
more
gonna
than.
Not anymore. They're all dead.
Okay.
So
I think they're all gonna die.
Another comment on here. Phil says he thinks that Game of Thrones is Arya's, Tyrion's, and Daenerys' stories. Everybody else is just window dressing. Everybody.
Yeah,
Is that accurate?
that's what it feels like.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Or it's going to go
I
so
don't know
long
anymore.
that Rickon is going to be the savior.
Yeah, Rickon will get
Ah,
older.
stupid Rickon.
Where is he? Him and Osha have been gone this whole season.
They have. Where did they go? I was just
Where
thinking.
are they?
So,
Someone tell me where they are. I demand to know.
we skipped over one thing, and I guess we should go back. We should talk about the Boltons because.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about
Okay, so we'll come back to the mountain in a minute, but Reek and
Ramsey.
well, actually, let's finish talking about the mountain first because there was something I wanted to talk about. I don't want to get off track, but Tyrion's speech in the cell before the fight, where he talked about their cousin, that is, to me, he was talking about his cousin who just sat around all day just crushing beetles, and all he wanted to do, all Tyrion wanted to do, was understand why he kept crushing beetles, and he could never figure out why he was crushing the beetles. Is that story a metaphor for the rulers in Westeros?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like he was talking exactly like he was talking about his father.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was like totally.
That's totally-
What do you think, Kelly?
Yeah, I agree. That
Elizabeth?
it's a metaphor.
It was
I don't think necessarily for one person. I think probably for everyone. But yeah.
It was another moment for Tyrion to really go for that Emmy Award again.
Oh, gosh. Give him all the awards. He needs all awards. Just throw them at him. Just chuck them.
Yeah,
Send them to him.
he's being amazing.
God, he's so good.
And before we leave on this, I have to say that the way Oberyn died was the most brutal death I've ever experienced.
Yes.
Oh, I
Oh,
was screaming just as loud as Iliara was at the TV. I was so pissed. Oh, so brutal.
When he first hit him, when the mountain pulled him over and hit him in the face, and his teeth just went flying all over the place, I was like, oh, he's dead. He's dead now. He's not going to live through this. And sure enough, even as he was just sitting there screaming, like his teeth were gone. He had no teeth, and he's just sitting there screaming. Oh my God, it was brutal for even Game of Thrones standards.
And then I crushed her skull like this.
Yeah, like it was like paper mache, like a balloon. I didn't even think someone could do that. But the mountain, I didn't think was honestly that big of a guy to do something that capable.
Okay, but did anyone else think of Inigo Montoya
Yes, 5,000.
The whole time.
5 million times? You killed my sister.
Everybody.
You raped her. You raped her, and you killed her. Ah! Ah!
Prepare to die.
And I was like,
Yep.
you tell him, Inigo.
Ah. Okay, so
And then Mark
did
got
you
a black
all-
eye.
Did you all
I got
pick
a black
up
eye.
on why they call him the Red Viper?
Wasn't it just because he was like quick and deadly?
There's more than that.
Really? Wow.
Think about the staff that he used. Did you not see the split second of some boy like kind of cleaning his staff?
Poison.
He put he poisons his little choppy, snappy thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why the mountain is dead.
All right. Well,
Oh, he
first of all,
died?
good. Mountain's
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
Mountain is dead.
Thing through the gut. Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
You know, if Baratheon died from a boar gouge in the this guy's done from that. He's not living through this.
Yeah,
Hey, so Kenrick's got an interesting point. Kenrick was talking about the Beatles. It's apparently been suggested the Beatles being crushed is a metaphor for the author's godlike control of the world, which they see J.R.R. Martin just that's a metaphor for J.R.R. Martin.
I like it.
I think the Beatles are us, though. The Beatles are our souls. Thanks. Oh.
Cat, what's going on?
Sorry.
There's cats going everywhere here. Hey, Caleb just came in and said, hey, he said tears, word streams, things were punched. I got a black eye. We don't know how. I don't know. Overall, it was an amazing episode, but let's not forget about the Boltons before we leave on this, because Reek was sent in to Moat Kalen to pretend to be John Greyjoy. What did you guys think of that? Because he almost blew it.
He almost did. I thought he was gonna like pee his pants there for a second. I really did. I didn't think it'd be like that. I didn't think he'd just kind of walk up to somebody and be like, "I'm Theon Greyjoy, surrender."
Yeah.
Kind of a dad or a sister, or like where were they? Like, general.
So. But the thing that I found interesting was the guy that was in charge of the Ironborn down there. He totally saw through it, and he started like reaming Theon, Reek, whoever you want to call him. Do we call him Reek or Theon? I don't know.
Just call him little douchebag.
Okay, so he started reaming little douchebag, and he was about to choke, and he was saying, "Get out of here! You're nothing. If you were Theon, you're not Theon anymore." And one of his dudes killed him and said, "Can we go home?" What was that all about?
Like, that was just, they want to live and they don't care. They do not care.
Which is totally not like what the Ironborn say they're all about.
No, which makes me believe that the North is very much in the stronghold of the Bolton.
Yeah, probably so.
Very.
And of course, they surrendered after they killed their leader, and of course, there was like a big flaying party where they flayed everybody.
Yeah! We finally got to see somebody really flayed. Like, really flayed. I was like, wow, it's crazy. Woo!
The fact that this family's entire like crest and sigil and what they're known for is flaying people does not encourage trust in my mind.
That is what has you.
Yeah.
Really?
Not the fact that they have like kept Theon and tortured him and mutilated him and abused him beyond any conceivable way. It's the filleting.
It all gets
really says we're not gonna trust you.
Well, it all gets me. Granted, Roose Bolton didn't really want Theon flayed. That was Ramsay Snow, who, for his great work in delivering Moat Kalen to the Boltons, has now become Ramsay Bolton.
I was just, it was totally a Lion King moment.
Have you seen you haven't seen the post on Tumblr?
I saw it, because that's why I was like, oh my god, it's total Lion King
totally
moment.
True.
Totally true. Look over here, look over there. That's all of our land. I was like,
Okay, yeah. I guess that's.
I don't know why. I like that, but it was just like so cute, and I was like, oh, he's like getting his dad.
It was cute in like a mass murderer kind of way.
I am ruined. This show has ruined me for all like cute and nice things on television. Now I just want people to be like every Game of Thrones character there is.
So you're just all about the evil now. Just kill, evil, betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So are you actually like Team Bolton now and not Team Stark?
No, I'm not. No, because I like the Starks. I mean, I love them all. There's not a house I don't like. Seriously, the Lannisters obviously probably the least, but I still love Tyrion. So I just, for some reason, like Ramsay Snow because I hate Theon Greyjoy so much. So I was excited to see what happened to him last season. I really hate that guy. And the Greyjoys are my least favorite. Let's just go ahead and put that out there.
So you like the Greyjoys less than the Boltons?
Yes.
Even though the Boltons betrayed
Boltons
the Starks
more
for
than
the
the
Lannisters.
Well, the Greyjoys were about to do the same thing. They're trying to take over the North too.
I forgot about that part. Oh well, but I still like Ramsay just because he just, made a eunuch of my least favorite character on the show. So
I think you're a little sick. I'm just going to put that out there.
I think I'm very strange. I think that's why I can't watch cable TV. I can't watch network shows anymore.
Oh, here we go. We're not going down that route again.
I agree with Amanda. Theon is my least favorite, but I'm not glad he was castrated.
No.
That's kind of messed up.
Maybe just because I like
But the
Starks a lot. What he did to them was terrible.
That's true. And the whole storyline with Theon, I'm over it. I'm over a lot of stories, actually, within the Game of Thrones. I'm just like, I'm done with you. You're just boring. Just get somewhere good.
Kelly, I think that your main thing is you just want your ships. If like this were a rom-com or something like that, you'd be all over. You'd be like, oh, y'all hook up. That'd be awesome.
Okay, yes and no. Because I'm all about Tyrion and Cersei, all the Lannister crap going on. And I have no ships there, really. But just like everything with Rickon and Bran and with Theon, I don't care. And I'm kind of starting to care less and less about Daenerys because nothing really dynamic is happening.
I think that's going to change. I think that's fair because it has been, like Elizabeth said earlier, it's been like, free the slaves, next city, free the slaves. But I think things are going to change for Daenerys. They're going to get some crazy things about here. I want to have this comment. Caleb's got a great comment. Hey, Caleb. The best thing about the Boltons taking over the North is that Winterfell is back. Which, yes, they were marching to Winterfell at the end. Hopefully they put out those fires, because I am getting sick of seeing Winterfell smoldering in the credits. My God, that's just...
Sick of seeing it in smoke.
Oh. It just hurts my soul to see it. So I'm glad Winterfell is back. It bugs me that the Boltons are going to be in Winterfell, but hopefully that won't last forever. Because Bolton's just bad dudes. I don't like them.
They are, but they're just I don't know. They are bad, but why I like them?
Hey, you can't help who you love.
Can't help it. That's why I like Oberon, and I have so many things. Like I've just been reading a lot of things about the Martells, and I just like them more now. And I miss Marjorie. There's like things I have no idea what's gonna happen in the next episode. I hope it's not the whole episode is the fight at the wall. I hope there's more things gonna go on. I want to know.
Who knows? I mean, I'm trying to think of when the battle for King's Landing was. That the whole episode?
No, in the second season, like the Blackwater episode.
Yeah.
Was it? It might have been.
Might have been.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's episode 9, and episode 9 is always the crazy one, even though the last.
The director of next week's episode is the same director that did the Blackwater episode, so it could be just one big, huge fight. I don't know.
It's gonna be one big fight, and
Maybe
I hope they break it up because I wanna see some things besides just Jon Snow taking wildlings down and then suddenly seeing Gret out of the corner of his eye and dropping the sword, and then they look at each other and exchange views across the room and go make out and make babies.
in the middle of the fighting and everything. And then one of the cannibals comes up with a big spear, spears them both, puts them on a spit, and just eats them.
Roast them!
That's what happened.
Oh, it's so sad. I don't want that to happen. But after last night, who knows what's going to happen?
Oops.
So, you know,
there's already a cosplayer making what's her name's dress.
Danza?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a necklace.
That dress is amazing.
Yeah, she started on her necklace. Anyway, are we done with Game of Thrones?
Hold on. I'm talking about...
You're way over your 15 minutes.
Oh, we were doing 15 minutes Game of Thrones.
What?
That was timer 15 minutes.
What?
Anyway, what were you saying? What were you saying, Amanda?
I just want to say that Pedro Pascal was the best Oberon to ever walk the Oberon Earth, and I feel like He'll be sorely missed in this series.
Amen.
Yes, we should do an in memoriam for Oberon. So Kendrick had a comment that I want to talk about because it's really good. He said, imagine if they left all those other characters alive. How many storylines would you be having right now? There would be so many stories.
I agree that people need to die, but it just sucks sometimes, you know?
Balance. I want some balance. I want the good guys to win occasionally.
So you're Ceres or something? Like you just want peace within the realm?
No, I'm okay with the bad guys winning as long as it's not every single time.
I know that the Martells are very much a revengeful family, so I have a feeling we're going to see some more people.
I think you're right, yeah. I was thinking the Martells are not going to let that go.
His brother's just like dying. He's sick. He's his older brother.
Okay, well, we might see some other people. I don't want to give away.
We'll see some Martells, but there are 2 episodes left in Game of Thrones this season. There's a lot going to happen. Who knows what's going to go on, and that's what's happening. But now, because Kelly's tired of the Game of Thrones.
Hey, I'm trying to keep you on time. I'm trying to keep you on time.
6 minutes left. 6 minutes.
Okay.
Oh. You're like, what?
Have your hour of Game of Thrones. I get to talk about the finale of Supernatural and Orphan Black.
Yes, you do. So the next thing I've got on my list real quick is Mad Men. Elizabeth, you want to do a quick Mad Men?
Sure. Okay, and actually this is 2 episodes because we didn't do anything last one, and the 2 were really, really good. So they've got their big burger chef pitch coming up, and Pete really wants Dawn to do it. Oh, I can do this in 5. Shut up. And even though it's Peggy's account, which is kind of a slap in the face to poor Peggy. I mean, Peggy always gets, she's a woman, and it's still the 60s, and yeah. But Jim wants Dawn out of there, and he knows that, so he convinces Peggy to do the pitch, because if he were to do the pitch and they get the account and then they fire him, they would probably lose the account. So Peggy, of course, starts freaking out, and she second-guesses herself, and she and Dawn are at the office late at night, and they're kind of getting drunk, trying to think of a new pitch, and they figure it out, and they're so excited, and Dawn puts on, like, the radio or an album or something, and it's Sinatra's, like, My Way, and they start dancing, and it's so sweet. It was such a great moment. But anyway, and then
they say something to fudge it up, because
I know. I was like,
no, like she leans her head against his chest, and he kisses her forehead, and they just dance. It was so sweet. It was so weird and unexpected and sweet. Yeah, the cat's out there. So yeah, and then the next thing we see is Peggy and Pete and Dawn all sit in a burger chef, kind of their own little pseudo family. It was kind of cute. So anyway, they win the account, yay. But then the very next day, Dawn gets a letter of breach of contract from Jim, because Jim still wants him out. And he signed it on behalf of the entire board, but he doesn't tell anyone on the board he's going to do this. And so they all get mad at him. They vote. They say, no, we're not going to do this. In the meantime, Roger cooks up this scheme back with McCann, which is like the firm that they broke away from in the very beginning. And they're going to buy them back as kind of like their boutique agency that does all the creative stuff, because that's what they do best. And sadly, this all happens after the death of Burt Cooper while watching the Apollo moon landing, which was kind of cool. He's watching it with his maid. He says, bravo, and then he kind of goes to sleep. But he had the best send-off. He's apparently a great dancer and singer guy. And so Dawn goes downstairs after they kind of have a memorial in the office for him, and he sees him. He kind of has a little dance number, and then he closes the door. It was great. See, I did that in 2 minutes.
Oh, you're done? Awesome.
That was 2 episodes.
Well done. That's what's called a recap.
But that was such a good ending. I mean, I wouldn't say to the season, but mid-season. Mid-season, yeah.
And the next episode doesn't hit until 2015, right?
Yeah.
This whole mid-season finale thing is ridiculous. I mean, if you're going to take that long between your season, it's a new season.
It's a new season. Yeah. They're saying it worked so well for Breaking Bad, but Breaking Bad had to do it because they weren't done filming. But these guys are just milking it.
Milking it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about Mad Men?
I just don't know how it's going to end. But I'm glad to see, like, they've all made tons of money with, like, McCann buying them back. Like, all the partners are now millionaires. So Joan's happy again, because that's why Joan didn't like Dawn. And, yeah, and they're doing what they do best. So.
Cool.
And he and Megan broke up. When he thought he was going to be fired, he's like, well, maybe I'll move out to L.A. And she just kind of sat there on the phone and didn't say anything. You're like, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea. So it was a mutual kind of like, yeah, this isn't working. We were pretending. It was fun while it lasted. Yeah.
So I hate to jump back to this, but William Bryan has a question. His question is, Missandei and Grey Worm, cute or too cute?
Too cute.
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
So adorable.
Too cute. We're all going to say too cute. And now we're not going to talk anymore because we need to get to Kelly. Kelly, you want to talk about Supernatural?
Yeah, okay, so I don't remember where we last recapped. So, the road thus far. See what I did there? See what I did there? Okay. What?
Nothing. Talk.
Okay, so, as you remember, this season, season 9, was supposed to be the very last season. And then Supernatural was going to be over. And then they were like, oh, hey, you guys, guess what? We're going to do season 10, okay? So keep in mind that this was all done with the idea that it was going to be over, forever, over. Okay? Okay. So Metatron, the scribe of God, is taking over heaven. He kicked out all the angels. And now he's trying to, like, win the angels over, and he's going to have it his way, and he's going to be God. And he is a major douchebag. You thought all the other angels were douchebags? No, not compared to Metatron. He's like king douchebag and is calling himself God. And he has a magical typewriter, and he's like writing out stories, and he's obsessed with stories, and he's like, I'm making my own story, and I'm going to use everybody like puppets. And anyway, Metatron is a huge dick. Hate him. So, let's see. He was using Gladriel as an angel puppet, and Gladriel had possessed Sam, and Sam was all mad at Dean about it. Well, Gladriel is still working for Metatron, and Gladriel was like, hey, Winchesters, I'm going to help you guys, and we're going to take down Metatron, and Dean has the first blade and the Mark of Cain, to where the first blade will work. And the first blade is making Dean kind of crazy pants, and he wants to kill all the things. All the things. And he ends up attacking Gladriel, and Cass and Sam put him into the demon dungeon that they have in the bunker for the Men of Letters. So they put him in a demon dungeon. They're like, you're gonna stay here because we don't trust you, and you're attacking everything. And Dean ends up getting really sick, and he's like throwing up, and he's just not having a good time. And it turns out, when you have the Mark of Cain and you have the first blade, you have to keep killing, or else you will be physically sick. And the reason why Cain... Well, what happened with Cain was that I think, what'd they say? Like, he turned into a demon or something, and that's why it wasn't really bothering him? I don't know. It kind of didn't really make a whole lot of sense. They did their thing and tried to explain it away. Anyway. What? Do y'all have it on mute?
No, I'm hearing you. We're waiting you to talk.
I thought you were talking. Oh,
No.
I heard noise in the background. I thought y'all were talking.
Do your thing.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So he's gonna get really sick if he doesn't kill people. Bless you.
Ah, thank you. Sorry.
So that explains why Dean's all crazy pants. Meanwhile, Sam and Cass are trying to do a thing to fix everything in heaven, and Cass goes with Gladriel to heaven to fix it, and they end up getting put into heaven jail, which is even worse than being put into hell jail, apparently. It's like the worst place ever to be, ever in the entire universe. You would rather be in hell than be in angel jail. And Gladriel actually ends up sacrificing himself. He does the angel inscription, does the angel bomb, blows it up, and Cass is free. So that's how they break free of angel jail. What happened after that? Dean, I'm kind of like looking through some screen caps to remember. It's been a little bit. Dean goes and he's like, I'm gonna take on Metatron by myself. And so he goes and tracks down Metatron while Metatron is like trying to make himself a prophet to humanity, so humanity starts following him, so humanity will start calling him God because he's crazy pants and thinks he's God. So Dean confronts him, and Dean's like going crazy with the Mark of Cain. He's like, I'm gonna kill you! And long story short, Metatron basically kills Dean. Essentially is what happens.
What?
And
Cool.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So had Dean not died like 12 other times in the series, it would have been really sad. And with the thought in mind of, okay, this was supposed to be the very last episode of the entire series. So it was like, okay, so he's got to stay dead. Okay, so it was like, I was really trying to like get in the mindset of like, there's no way he can come back from this. Sam is like seriously heartbroken. Great performance by Jared Padalecki, and he's like cradling Dean, and he's like sobbing, and he's like ugly crying, and he takes him back to the bunker, and he has Dean, laying in bed, and finally he's like, all right, well, I know what I have to do, and he goes and starts summoning Crowley. So he's going to make a deal with Crowley, and this is huge. It's huge because the whole season, Sam has been furious with Dean that Sam was dying and Dean allowed an angel to possess Sam. He allowed Galadriel to possess him, and he actually did really horrible things while he was possessed, and Sam was really upset, and the whole time he was like, Dean, you couldn't just let me go, and I wouldn't have done the same thing for you. You just need to let people die, just leave it alone. And the whole time Sam was just like, I never would have done that to you. How dare you say I would have, because I wouldn't. I would not have brought you back. And here he is trying to make a deal with Crowley, trying to bring Dean back. So it pans over to Dean in the bed, and Crowley's sitting there, and he's like, your idiot brother's trying to summon me right now. And he goes on this whole speech, and it was really... Okay, ever since Crowley was shot up with human blood, and he had this human blood addiction, he's becoming more human, and he's gaining his humanity back. And this episode especially, you're seeing it more and more, and he gives this beautiful speech, and I honestly can't even remember what he said. I just can't, because what happened next... Okay, so he's basically like, your brother loves you, and, you've done great things, and now's not your time. Dean Winchester, wake up. Wake up right now. And Dean's eyes fly open, and they're black. He's a demon! Oh my god! And it ends. It just ends. Right there, Dean's a demon. What the hell? Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? What's gonna happen in season 10? Dean's gonna be a demon, is what's gonna happen.
Wow. That was intense.
Yeah.
So-
Casey is loving your hand movements and reactions.
I can't help it. So, okay, so my theories for what's going to happen, they may or may not try to cure Dean of the demonism. So, demons, they have their normal form. So, like Crowley, that's his form. He's not really possessing anybody. That's his form. So, you can cure the demon by shooting them up with human blood. And so that's what the Winchesters have been doing. That's how he gets addicted. So I have a feeling that that's what they might try to do to Dean with Sam's blood, because Sam's blood was working on Crowley. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited!
That's exciting.
Right. So I feel like it completely just made up for all the crap we had to trudge through this season.
So William Bryan, hey William, he's got a couple of comments on there. He's like, he's excited that Crowley's going to be a regular for season 10, the season after death.
He is. I'm so excited.
I think everybody. It sounds like I'm not deep enough in Supernatural to really know who Crowley is.
Okay.
But
love him. He's a great character.
The interesting thing is, William says next season is going to be all fan service, including
Castiel!
Will and Dean romance.
Shut your mouth! Don't even lie to me, William. Oh my god. No, it's not.
You
No,
don't
it's
think
not.
so? No angel demon love there, nothing like that.
Okay, so the thing is, when I'm watching the show, I don't ship Dean and Castiel. But when I'm on Twitter or on Tumblr, when I'm on Tumblr, I ship them. Watching the show, I don't. If that even makes sense.
That makes sense. Sure. It's when you see when the Tumblr people put that little soft focus on the frame and put them close together. You're like, oh, that's so sweet.
Exactly.
It's Tumblr.
So if they put the soft focus on the frame and do some sweet things with it, maybe it'll be okay. I don't know.
That would be. I would actually laugh out loud if they actually did that next season on that show, just for
But,
the.
okay, I have. Well, the trickster's dead, so I was thinking, are y'all far enough to where you know who the trickster is?
Nope. We really bailed so that we could watch some other shows that we had.
Oh man, the trickster is like amazing. He's the one that puts them into like the TV universe. So it's like I could see if the trickster was still like in play, if he would make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how else that would happen. I don't know. I see it happening in that kind of way, and like for one episode, and then everything else goes back to normal.
That would be if they even did it in one episode, I would give them serious props. I think that'd be great.
Oh yeah, if they could do it in one episode, if you bring Bill Edlund into it, definitely, he'd be able to write it no problem.
All right, done. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's
But
Supernatural.
Supernatural made up for it. This finale made up for the season that you've dealt with.
Yes, and there were some other really good episodes within the season. We did have to trudge through a lot of crap, including you guys weren't there for the recap of the stupid crossover pilot BS they threw into my last season of Supernatural. Load of crap. Okay, if this was the last season of Supernatural for real, I would have been furious. Like, I'm just annoyed. I would have been furious that they threw that crap in there for my last season.
All right. Well, and did they even pick up this pilot? This thing flopped, right? They're not going to go with pilot.
Oh, I have
are
no
they?
idea. I don't even care.
Don't even care. All right. Anything else about Supernatural?
No, that's it.
Cool. Let's move on. So one thing that Elizabeth and I have started watching that we're not caught up with is Penny Dreadful on Showtime.
How is that?
It's interesting. What do
Interesting.
you think, Elizabeth?
How
It's
far?
interesting. We're only 2 episodes in, so we're behind by 2. Yeah, it's really pretty. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's Victorian London. There's a explorer played by Timothy Dalton, an American gunslinger, and then some kind of I don't know what she is. What is?
We don't know yet. We probably are learning that we're behind. So we don't
Yeah. And they're just uniting to battle supernatural threats and try and find the explorer's daughter, who's been taken by one of these monster vampire things.
And basically, they're taking all of the classic monsters, the Frankensteins, the Draculas, the classic monsters, and they're putting them in Victorian London. So there's
Together.
Dorian Gray together. They're all together. There's a Frankenstein. There's Dorian Gray. There's
Oh.
vampires. There's all sorts of stuff.
Speaking of Extraordinary Gentlemen, remember that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It feels similar to that, except not quite as
Much
Marvel.
darker.
Yeah,
Except
much
it has
darker.
Josh Hartnett's stupid face.
Josh Hartnett.
He's
God.
still acting? I thought he was done.
Right? I saw the trailer for it. I was like, he's still doing that? Like, that's still a thing for him?
Still a thing.
Yeah.
Still a thing.
He was hot at one point. Now he's just no more.
Back in the day, he was all over that J14.
Well, the other person that's in there is oh god, I forgot her.
Billy
forgot her name.
Piper.
Billy Piper. Yeah, Billy Piper's in there, which is
My
kind of
woman crush.
yeah. Billy Piper's kind of fun all the time. So
All the time.
all the time. So we're gonna have to see. We'll try to get caught up to that so we can talk more about it. It's interesting. I'm still torn on it. We'll see if I'm hooked. I don't know. They're trying really hard to be HBO. I'm not sure they're there yet, but they're trying really hard.
I don't know. I mean,
What?
I don't know how I feel about Showtime shows.
Oh,
I-
I
they're
missed
not.
the tutor.
It's like they want to be HBO's softcore porn.
Well, they used to be better than HBO. Like when the tutors were on, that was like the it show on premium cable, and now it's
No, and then you have the Borgias. Oh man, Borgias
Oh, yeah.
is so good. Did you see that?
Rome. Remember Rome?
Yes. Man, they've had some good stuff.
So what? If you're calling Showtime HBO's softcore porn, is HBO hardcore porn?
Well,
I'm confused.
No, it's like HBO with like. It seems like there's a lot more sex and nudity on Showtime.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I haven't seen enough Showtime to know, but I'll take your word on it. I think that there's plenty. There was an article, I don't remember where it was, that said Game of Thrones is softcore porn. I was like,
well,
yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah, Caleb does have a show that apparently we should watch. He says that Fargo has been amazing.
Really?
Yes.
I've been forgetting so much about Fargo.
Yeah. So check it out. I just haven't done it. Elizabeth, did you watch any Fargo?
No, I was going to, and I totally forgot.
Oh, yeah, it's easy to forget. There's so many stuff. There's so much.
No.
So let's move on. We'll talk about some Penny Dreadfuls. We'll try to get some Fargo stuff going on at some point.
Oh man, Fargo's on the Hulu.
It's on the Hulu.
It's
Watch
on the
Fargo.
Hulu. All right, well, I will try to catch up so we can recap that.
Okay, cool. Warehouse 13, we didn't go over last week. It was a finale. It was interesting. It was a finale. It was,
It was the finale. It's like the end of the show forever.
I know. And I was
Are
like,
you disappointed? Are you sad more than anything?
There
No.
were some sad moments.
okay.
There were.
Okay, what were the sad moments, Elizabeth? What were the sad moments?
Oh goodness, it was so long ago. I don't know. Maybe I was PMSing, but there were some sad moments.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's just like, this was it's really sad.
Thank you.
I gotcha. I think Mark is also kind of disappointed that it's over, and he was expecting more from it, is what it seems like.
Well, the
was
finale was
always-
kind of, it was this weird way to wrap it up. It was like, there's this magic table thing where they put in these memories and like, yeah.
What's going on?
Ah.
My painting kind of felt Sorry. My cats get behind this rather large painting that I did. It's like 7-foot tall painting, and it's just leaning up against my wall, and they'll get behind it and they'll push it forward, and it like lands on my desk.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. That's why.
Okay, so, Elizabeth, you say.
It's a magical table, and they do a thing.
They put in like their defining moments, but the big thing was Pete and Micah do realize they love each other, which I know Mark was totally
Finally.
against. Yes.
No, that's so wrong. So wrong.
Why is that wrong?
Those two should not be together. They were
It was so obvious
Which
they
is
should
why
have
they're
been.
perfect for each other.
Exactly.
should have been.
Uh,
No.
yeah. And then there was Claudia, who realized she wasn't sure if she wanted to be the caretaker, but turns out she does at the end. And so we see like a glimpse of Warehouse 14, and she's the caretaker. And yeah, that was kind of it.
That was it?
That was it. Yeah, it was really. Not, yeah, it was.
We learned that we learned that Artie has a son.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
they threw that in at the very last episode. Artie has a son. He's like, oh yeah, I got a son.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, really, to me, not a lot happened in the finale. I was disappointed. The show has always been like this close to being really good, and I think that this finale to me just missed the mark completely. I really didn't feel it at all. The coolest thing for me was seeing Claudia like disappear like Ms. Fredericks did in Warehouse 14.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing for me, and that doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was disappointed. whatever. If anybody likes Warehouse 13, likes Finale, I mean, let me know why. I did not. Elizabeth liked it. I didn't. I was not choked up or sad.
You didn't have the hormones. All right, so I think Kelly needs to talk about Orphan Black, and I'm going to take my headphones off so I don't hear it.
Yeah. So Kelly, talk about Orphan Black, and I'm going to mute you because
Okay.
are way behind on this, and I'm really getting into this show, and I don't want any spoilers.
I don't know how to give you a sign that we're good.
Write something on a piece of paper and stick it up.
Like I have a piece
or
of paper.
start waving your hands, or give me that face again, or something like that. Or put the cat in front of the camera. I don't care. Something. Talk about Orphan Black.
Okay. Lots of things happening with the Orphan Black. Where do I even begin? When did we last recap? Do you remember Orphan Black? No.
I don't
You have
know.
me on mute too. Okay, so I guess I'll go through the last couple of episodes. Allison is in rehab because Donnie is a jerk and won't sign her out of rehab because everybody does this, took some pills and alcohol at the same time and only collapsed on stage. Big deal. So,
Yeah.
right. Well, the thing is, Donnie is her clone monitor, and we've known this. It's been a whole thing the whole time, and Allison is just like, you're just using this to control me, and she's just mad and grouchy pants. Well, Vic the Dick shows up into rehab, and that's what I call him because he's a huge dick. So, hi. So he's missing his pinky, right? Because they cut it off. So they're missing it, and he's in rehab, and he's like, whoa, it's Sarah! And it's totally Allison in rehab. And they kind of start to become friends, and the whole time I was just like, Allison, stay away from Dick the Vic. I know the other girls aren't hanging out with you right now, but bad idea. Bad idea. He just looks like a scummy person. Anyway, so that's what's happening with Allison right now. With Sarah, she, last episode before last, she went to, and she found Professor Duncan, and Saban was actually there, and that was a big surprise. And they're talking to Duncan, and basically Duncan explains that Leaky killed Rachel's mother, and that the whole time we've been thinking Rachel is the mastermind behind all of this with the dyad when it's actually Leaky. And I was really upset because I was finally thinking that Dr. Leaky was a good guy, because he was talking to Cosima and he was like, we're going to ignore Rachel's instructions. We're going to get you the treatment for this. Kind of acting buddy-buddy with her. And I was like, all right, so this Leaky guy isn't that bad of a guy. Turned out, no, he's the crazy mastermind behind everything. And he had the mother of Rachel killed and just didn't tell Rachel. And so they're trying to get Duncan over there to, basically be like, hey, leave us the hell alone, leave Kira alone, stop going after my kid. Meanwhile, Cosima takes the stem cells. You find out that the stem cells were taken from scrapings from baby teeth. And later, the intern that they brought in, I don't think he's an intern. I think he's an actual employee, but they were working with him before. Anyway, whatever. The guy finds that the stem cells had a familial match. They weren't from another clone. They were from a daughter or a niece of Cosima, which leaves one person, and that's Kira, which is why they've been trying to bring her in and kidnap her, because they want her stem cells to figure out why the clones are getting sick and how to cure them. So Delphine, Cosima's girlfriend, was like, don't tell Cosima about the stem cells because she won't continue the treatment, and Delphine looks like a huge bitch because of it. So Cosima ended up finding out about the stem cells this episode, and her cute little French puppy got into a screaming match, and it was kind of like when your friend really likes someone that you know is bad for them, and you're just like, girlfriend, I told you. I told
Yeah.
you this was going to happen. That's exactly how I felt when Delphine was just like, but you wouldn't have taken it. I tried to help you. And Casima's just like, it's Kira's! Bah! And anyway,
Golly.
so that's exactly how it was.
I just that's exhausting. I'm tired.
No, okay, so all these women are played by one person too.
That makes me even more tired.
It's really cool because you kind of forget that it's one person. So anyway, so Sarah tells baby daddy that they need to go take Kira to see Leaky because Casima's dying and she's really choked up about it. And Kira, bless her heart, she like yanks out her tooth and she was like, because she overhears, she yanks it out and she's like, will this help? And I was like, oh, bless your heart. But I still just, yeah, it was really sweet, but I don't like the kid actor. I don't know how I feel about her. Anyway, so that's the thing. So, okay,
Yeah.
Vic is at the rehab place with Allison, and Allison finds out that he is working with a cop to rat Allison out, to get her in with the cops because they kind of suspect that she's done something. And Allison stupidly confides in him, telling him that she accidentally let Ainsley die. Ainsley is her neighbor who had a scarf on. She turned on the disposal. Her scarf got caught and was sucked in. So she's sucked in, clawing out the counter, asking Allison for help, and Allison just stood there watching her die. And so she tells Vic this, and she was like, yeah, I just, I let her die. I killed her. I let her die. So he's going to tell the cops this, yeah. He's going to tell the cops this, and Allison pulls him aside, and she's like, what are you doing? You can't do this. You can't rat me out. And he's like, all right, well, I'll make a deal with you. You need to bring me Sarah, and I need to talk to Sarah, because they were together. So Sarah comes, and she's just like, Vic, what the hell do you want? And he's like, I really want to atone. And he's like trying to apologize, and she's like, all right, cool, you're forgiven. All right, paps him on the back and like tries to leave. And he's like, no, like, what are you gonna say? And she's like, I'm not gonna, like, you want me to apologize to you? Really? Really? After you like beat the shit out of me and like threatened me? I'm not gonna. No, that's not how this works. So he's talking to Sarah. He's standing up, and then suddenly he faints, and he faints onto Allison's craft table. So he's covered in feather and glitter and sequins and everything. And Felix, I love him, bless his heart. He's like, I may have spiked his tea. So they kind of have to figure out where to put Vic because it's family day, so Allison's family is going to come into the room and see this. So they hide Vic's body in the reception area, so it looks like he relapsed because of family night. And Sarah has to pose as Allison, and then Donnie comes in and finds them both, and Allison is just like, why do you look so shocked? You knew this. You're my monitor. And he was like, I don't know, like, anything. Like, what's going on? Why is there two of you? So it come to find out that Donnie knew he was her monitor. He was approached by Leaky in college around the time that they met, and they were saying that they wanted to do a some kind of psychological study where he would report to them and let them come and do studies on her, but she would not know. And it was this whole like conspiracy thing. She was not to know, and we're just going to do these tests. It's for science, no big deal. He didn't know that they were clones and that there was some shady stuff going on. So he ends up going to talk to Leaky. Siobhan took Duncan to Siobhan took Rachel to Duncan, and Duncan told Rachel about her mom and that he's her dad and all the shit that happened with Leaky, and so Rachel's pissed. So she pulls in Leaky, and she was like, here's the deal. You're gonna get the hell out. I'm not gonna tell anybody about where you're going, but I'm not gonna kill you. Just get out. And it's kind of compassionate for her because she is sort of a murdering rapist. And totally. And so she just let Leaky go. So Leaky's walking down the street, and Donnie pulls up, and Leaky gets in the car, and Donnie's talking to him. He's like, "You never told me that this was all for, this weird science experiment, and they're clones, and I let you do tests on her at night, all this weird creepy stuff." And Leaky's like, yeah, totally, totally. And Donnie's like, he has this gun, and he's waving it around. He's like, "Well, I quit!" And right then, he slams the gun down and pulls the trigger just Pulp Fiction style and accidentally shoots Leaky in the head. And so Leaky is dead. And that's how the Hendrixes became accidental murderers. Basically.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how we ended, with Leaky suddenly dead. Suddenly dead. So I had 2 surprise deaths this week with Game of Thrones and Dr. Leaky.
Sorry.
It's alright. Next week, Cosima has some kind of health episode. I really hope that they don't kill her off. I'm going to be really sad if they do. But I'm kind of preparing myself for it. Because she's the coolest of all of them, so.
Oh my God. The phone's ringing.
Is that you?
Nope.
That's your buzzer.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Oh, okay, we're done.
Yay, we're done. That was perfect timing because the buzzer just went off and said that you were supposed to be done. So yay.
Cool.
Did you get to answer the questions from Casey and Kendrick?
Oh, I didn't see questions.
So Kendrick said, with regards to Orphan Black, I never ever would have thought Donnie was really that much of an idiot. I honestly thought he was putting it on. Do you agree?
I agree completely. I never thought he was that much of a freaking idiot. He's so stupid. But at the same time, I mean, I think that's what makes him the perfect monitor. Because he's so oblivious, and he seems to take everything at face value. So, I don't know. Probably makes him perfect, but whatever.
Yeah, I can see that. And then Casey said, and I agree with Casey on this, she said, the characters all being played by the same person always amazes me. Like the scene where Sarah and Helena were in the car 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god! And Helena's singing to her. It was so adorable. I love Helena.
I can't figure out how they do these shots. I mean, I know how they do the shots, but wow, the skill that goes into all that stuff is just
well in this episode, Sarah and Allison, Sarah has to pretend to be Allison, and so Tatiana playing Sarah, playing Allison
right.
is fantastic, absolutely wonderful, and the dialogue between them too, and she's like, wait, so I'm Allison pretending, she says this, they're supposed to have this role play thing with Donnie, and she's like, wait, so I'm Allison pretending to be Donnie? And she flat out just says that, and they're like, yeah, why would you phrase it like that, you weirdo? Yes, you're Allison. So she even makes these slip ups, and they're fantastic. I love her. She just wins all the awards.
Yeah. I'm really impressed with what she does in that show, and we're not even all the way through. We're in the middle of season 1 on ours, so I can only imagine.
I don't even know how you could just not watch the rest of the season. We watched more than half of the season in one night, and literally, I wasn't doing anything while watching it. I was just sitting and watching it.
That's
you know how I multitask, right?
Yeah, you do.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal if I don't multitask during your show.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I have to. When I watch a show, I commit to watching a show. So if I'm watching a show, that's all I'm doing.
Right.
And I just can't sit for that long at a time. I just can't do it.
I think you totally could.
I don't know. I mean, I've done it before. I've sat a long time, but we just have not been able to. We don't even start them until late at night. So it's usually late and we're half sleeping.
Okay.
We'll get through it eventually. We will. Yeah. Casey says it was a pretty good ending. If they kill Cosima off, I'll probably cry. I'm not going to consider that a spoiler, but...
it's not because we're not completely there yet.
Okay.
I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, at any point, anyone can die throughout the entire show.
Well, that's in every show nowadays. There's no loyalty to characters anymore, so
True.
we're there. And not to jump back a little bit, but we've got a new commenter who said about Game of Thrones cannot wait for next week because of Stannis freaking Baratheon. So there's going to be some stuff. But that's Viola. Viola, hey, thanks for watching the show.
Hey!
Hi, welcome aboard.
Thanks for commenting.
Let's see. So, let's see what else we got here. Anything else about Orphan Black before we move on?
No.
So let's talk about Heroes of Cosplay.
Okay, how was that, you guys? How was that?
So, you have one person who spends 12 weeks on their costume and one person that spends 1 week on their costume. Who do you think's going to win?
12 weeks?
Hey!
Hey, what? Go figure.
No way.
Would have thought, right?
I mean, Amanda, what did you think of the show? Because you tweeted some stuff, and you were talking about it. You were ready to start talking last week. What did you think about Heroes of Cosplay?
I watch it for the sole purpose of our recaps. I just want to let anybody know that, because everyone's like, why do you watch it? Ew, why do you watch it? And I'm like, I watch it so I can talk about it, because I just think it's ridiculous. But I thought this past episode was the season starter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course it was less dramatic, because we haven't met the rest of the characters yet, and there's no, like, bitching yet between others besides the crab
Who
cat.
did we meet? Who did we meet this week?
Well, crab cat girls are still on. Of course,
Okay.
there's a new girl who I don't know her name at all. The guy from Oregon is still on.
Oh, the pirate guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
know
that's
his
how you
name.
describe him, the pirate guy.
pirate guy,
Yeah.
the mustache man.
Yeah, and then Chloe Dykstra is with Cabcat.
Chloe. Yeah, the we're not going to do anything to shame Chloe wrong because she's on network television type person. That's what I feel about Chloe. Seriously, the show will not shame Chloe. You watch it. It's only because I know this, because the Nerdist has a thing in with sci-fi, and then she's in with the Nerdist because she's married to Chris Hardwick, so she's not going to look bad on that show, so don't worry about Chloe. Everybody else, free game. Free game.
Well,
Seems
doesn't Crab Cat have a show on Nerdist as well? Even
They
though
do.
I know they're not married to Chris, but
They do, but their personalities are already established.
fair enough.
Chloe's isn't.
Yeah, she is.
And it is now, yeah, because
No,
she's like
no,
super
no, no.
awesome and sweet.
No.
She-
She was established before then because she did Just Cause, and even
Just
on
Cause.
even on Just Cause, she's the only non-douchebag one on that show. She's the only one that actually is really supportive of other people. Like, this is her genuine personality. Like, has been a consistent thing for her. Everybody else on Just Cause is just Just Cause makes me mad. Anyway,
Just Cause makes a lot of people mad.
yeah.
But I don't know. That's how I feel. She's a noob to cosplay, even though she's, interviewed it. That doesn't mean she's made stuff. But what just cracked me up about the show was that, like, a couple things. Was that she went in with Crab Cat and them with their little thing, and they each made a pretty intense cosplay. At least, I don't know their names, so I'm just gonna call short-haired girl and longer-haired girl. I don't know their names. Jessica and the other one.
It's
I
just
don't know, but one of them made, of course, that insane-looking Pokemon that I can't think, but had the arms like out to here. Jessica made that one. And yeah, and the other one made the trainer outfit. And of course, it looked and made sense, but then they throw in Chloe, who does this off-the-wall Pokemon, and she made a dress. That's it. I was like, what? And she's like, oh, I have his tail. I'm like, you can't just show up to Crab Cat and be like, look at my contribution. It's a tiny, 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 tiny dress that I don't think I made. I don't know. I thought that was dumb. Because it was like, here, let's put you in with her, and it's going to be fine. Just pick a Pokemon. It just seems so scripted. I'm tired of it. It seems too scripted.
I just
I'm
don't
looking
understand
at-
the week thing.
I'm looking at pictures. Oh,
What-
that's cute.
What'd you say, Elizabeth?
I just don't understand the whole week thing. I mean, I was after the competition, I was way more interested in how some of the other people made their stuff than how the week-long throw-togethers went together.
I'm so irritated by how they're like, we're gonna win this, we put this together in a week, and then they get on stage and they're like, oh yeah, we just threw it together like last weekend, and like trying to be all tough and stupid about it, and then everybody else that kicks their ass and wins competitions are like, no, we've been working on ours for months.
Wait,
And the judges,
who did their cosplay in a week?
everyone on the show.
The show.
It's like a requirement for the show if they have 1 week. I mean, it even says that like in the opening credits. It's like these guys put together like their cosplay in a week, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. It's like the guy from Portland. He's flying. Where was this show? This one was in Atlanta? No.
No, it was in LA.
It was in LA. Okay. So the guy from Portland is going down to LA to show his cosplay, and he starts doing Mega Man a week before the show. I mean,
that's just to me it's not working for him as a business person, because he said that he wants to be in the field. And to me, if you're putting this okay cosplay together that can't beat others, I'm not going to want to choose you to put my outfit together. I want somebody that's going to put more time into it, not somebody who's already reality show famous.
Yeah, I agree completely.
And then the other girl, I think, was from Atlanta, the one that's like talked to Yaya. And the best part was that, did you notice the part that she was trying to teach Yaya how to warbler?
Yeah, that's fun.
She was like, look, Yaya, here's this material, it's called warbler. Like, you add like heat to it and it bends and molds.
What? Huh?
No, she did not say that. She did not reply with that.
No, I don't think she did. I don't remember what her
She was
reply
like,
was.
oh, that's really cool. But, like, clearly, you got the warbler from Yaya. She's the freaking person who sells it. And one of the two. And it's just so
Oh, she's not the only one, though. Dragon Slayer in Austin sells it now. All you Austin cosplayers.
Yeah, because I'm tired of her having the freaking monopoly. So.
No, she doesn't. I freaked out when I found out that Dragon Slayer has Warbler now. So thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. Anyway, continue with the Warbler.
But that was it. It was just funny how they're like, okay, how about you show Yaya how to do this?
So
like, why would you set that up, Sci-Fi?
What other costumes did they have?
So she did a She-Ra costume. That was cool, but it was not a showstopper.
No.
Guy did Mega Man, which was cool, but was not a showstopper.
And he needed some bubble wrap. Who wraps their stuff and stores in a box?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, like when they shipped it down to LA, I mean, he just like threw all the parts in a big plastic box, and then he's like surprised that it has scratches and the paint's scratched and stuff. I'm like, bubble wrap.
That's how I send my cosplay stuff to conventions. Right now, I sent my dragon through the mail because I'm going to Dallas this weekend for A-Kon, and I packed that buddy. Like, it's my baby. Why wouldn't I just pack it up? Why? I'm not gonna throw it in a freaking box.
Ridiculous. I mean, I think this guy finished painting it and just threw it in a box. He painted it, threw it in a box, went to LA.
And then didn't bring any paint to do any repairs.
Exactly. And his paint that he bought didn't match.
No.
What? Why would you bring that?
What?
So stupid. He was on a hunt to find paint.
How does it not match? How do you how?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is
I don't
our
know.
problem. Okay.
I just feel bad for the judges. I mean, it's clear that they have to talk about these people, but they don't really want to because they're not in the top 3 or 5 or whatever. They're like, yeah, and that one, it was cool.
It was cool, but it wasn't a showstopper.
I love how they have this thing where they're like, oh, and the judges would like to ask you some questions. You can tell the judges I don't know, how long did you work on it?
Yeah.
It's like
they don't. But then we're gonna get probably, wait, was it? I can't remember. Was the controversy at New Orleans this season? I think it's this coming season.
I think so. Because you told us about it a couple months ago.
Yeah, when it actually happened.
Yeah. So that's going to be this coming season. That's going to be a cluster F. So
Kenrick's got a good comment. He says he can't watch Heroes of Cosplay because he loves Commander Holly and the others too much. Reality TV means to cultivate unnecessary conflict. And it's true. They're just really kind of putting him in position to cause conflict.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do Holly and Jessica, I've watched several of their Crab Cat Nerdist how-tos. And I really like their personalities on there, but On this show, they just seem like just bitchy roommates.
It's just so scripted. Everything they're doing is so scripted on the show. It's killing me. It's just killing me. I really wish that they would do a better version of the show.
Okay, so who won the costume contest? Was it any of the people on the show?
No.
No.
Okay.
Once again, they did not win.
And
Shock.
they shouldn't be winning because the
No.
people that are there have spent months working on these really intricate and elaborate costumes.
And it shows.
Oh, it totally shows. Like I don't remember what the cosplay was, but this guy had these gold retractable wings and this huge bow that would just pop out and everything. Amazing. And then you've got Mega Man coming up there with chipped paint. He's like, "Hey, I'm Mega Man." Okay, what? No.
Thing blows and makes sound. Oh, cool.
I mean, I actually had an epiphany watching cosplay a few years ago when I saw somebody that went up on stage and had a really honestly subpar costume and didn't get nearly the response that everybody else was getting. And you can just see the guy when he was walking off, he felt really sad. And ever since that moment, I try to be really supportive of costumes regardless of the quality because I know that somebody worked really, really hard on it. So I hate feeling critical about what they're putting up. Saying that the Mega Man costume was bad, I feel guilty saying that. What kills me is that this guy is putting himself as a hero of cosplay, but he's just throwing stuff together like he doesn't care. And that doesn't reflect the community to me. The community cares about their work, and I'm not seeing that in the show. That's what bugs me about the show.
I see pictures of his Mega Man, and it only shows it from the waist up, but I mean...
He also didn't make his bodysuit. All he did was make the armor and the gun.
Yeah, bodysuits are really difficult, though.
What are you going to say, Kelly?
I mean, I don't think it... What?
People can do them. I did one.
Yeah, I've done one too, but I mean, he might not be good at sewing, so I'm not going to really hold that against him. It looks more like his craft is in armor building, and I think it's a decent one, and it looks like it's aged, so I don't see how chipping of the paint would be a huge deal, and scratches when it's already supposed to be damaged like that.
It wasn't. That was what he did to fix it at the last minute.
Oh.
He made it.
Yeah, all those chips were stuff that he just got a different color paint and just decided to try to make it look weathered.
So that's pretty cool.
It's the thing that he did.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a bad Mega Man.
No, but it's not one. If you're gonna make a show about it, it should be about the people that put in tons of work. And compared to the others, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, oh my god, that's awesome.
It wasn't as spectacular as what y'all had expected. Maybe is what it sounds like.
Potentially, I would say it's not as spectacular as I expected, for sure. But again, it just doesn't feel like these people are in cosplay because they obviously care about it, but that's not being expressed in the show.
Right.
I don't get that in the show at all, and that's what bothers me. I mean, you two, Amanda, you and Kelly, you love cosplay. You care about cosplay. I want to see a show about you. I don't want to see a show about these guys if all you're going to show me is what they slap together a week before they fly across country to the show. That's not interesting to me. They're just trying to make something happen. That's not interesting. You guys are interesting because you have passion for it. I want to see that passion. Show me the passion that the guy from Portland, I wish I could remember his name. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name.
Well, okay, so just gonna throw it out there maybe. I want to discuss.
Let's discuss.
Okay, so because I don't want to this to sound like I'm being adversarial or anything. I'm just curious. What if maybe the way it's edited and the structure of it, you have to make a costume in a week, no one's going to really do that spectacular of a job. Let's just be real. I mean, we're not all Yaya Han, and even then sometimes.
Girl, she doesn't make half.
Huh?
She doesn't make half her outfits.
Yeah. What?
I'm learning dirty gossip the more conventions I go to.
She doesn't make them?
Oh. Oh.
What?
She'll make some, but she does not make half of the ones that she does.
Oh, really?
Well, realistically, the elaborate aspect of her costumes, I would be shocked if she had time to with the amount that she travels.
There you go. That's why. She has a team that works for her. like seamstresses and like some people, but I mean, she'll ultimately put it together. She'll design it, but she is not the one, the sole woman shop that's putting it together the whole time.
It's very
Other
interesting because
older costumes, yeah, probably, but now that she's so popular, doing all these tours every year, every week, and globe trotting, she has no time to make a new costume every single convention and premiere like this. So
that's very interesting because that's how she markets herself.
I know.
And that's what she's said on the show.
It's going to hit her in the face soon.
Well, and that explains the Facebook post I saw from her a while ago, like around the time that they were doing the show, and she was just like, contrary to what other people are saying, I make all my stuff, and when I don't, I put it in the photo credits. But most of the stuff is like, oh, I got this corset. Oh, I got this bra here. Oh, I got this piece of underwear here. Like, it's like pieces that actually really do, add value to the cosplay, but they all seem to be kind of like undergarment pieces.
Yeah, and then that's, of course, when you start reusing stuff. I mean, I hear a lot of people are saying that she does not make her stuff, and it's very valid that she doesn't. And if she does, it's very small, and it's something that's been older.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
It is very interesting.
So maybe the way that the show is structured, it's not showing the passion that they have. I mean, right?
Well, maybe so. I mean,
the hustle and bustle of cosplay, and not really the dirty work that we all put behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, the Mega Man thing started. They followed the guy to an arcade so he'd get inspiration, and he played a Mega Man game, and that's what he decided it was going to be Mega Man. It was obviously set up. This was obviously a setup.
Obviously.
So it didn't feel like that this guy, he said he really loved Mega Man, but you've obviously got this setup where he's going to go and he's going to, and they had an NES playing as, and I was playing it and I played Mega Man, and I'm like, that's my cosplay, I love this game. And we're like, okay, but it didn't feel like it. It just doesn't feel like you've got the connection. With Jim Henson, I feel the connection with the people that are making stuff. I feel their passion for the puppetry. With Face Off, I feel that they're passionate about what they do with the makeup. I just don't feel that with Heroes of Cosplay, and it very well could be how the show is formatted.
Yeah, the show is formatted to show the conventions. It's to show the end product. That's just how the show is. So we do. I mean, that's why the passion's kind of gone, because when you're there, you're like, all right, let's go, let's do this.
Although they are bringing in experts, like they showed, what was his name, Dragon something. They're going to show Jim Henson. They're going to show Chloe's dad. They're going to show some like experts, I guess, giving tips or something.
Yeah, so they're bringing in a lot of like industry people who have designed props professionally for movies and things like that to help and assist and advise.
They sound like they're their best friends. That's Chloe. That's obviously her father, but.
Yeah.
So I did love the moment where like he's helping her make the robot. Last season, I thought it was adorable, and it seemed it didn't seem that forced.
No, that didn't. No, that didn't seem forced at all. In general, I like Chloe in the show. In general, I do like Chloe in the show.
I do too. She's cool. She's a cool lady. But I just don't see her as much passion as I have cosplay. Like I do not see it.
I can tell you're torn on this, Kelly.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like saying you don't have the passion for it. Like someone else doesn't have the passion for it necessarily. Because I've seen her cosplay and it's not as extravagant as Yaya Han, but I still really like it and I still really enjoy it. Like the Pokemon one she did. I see what you're saying. With let me see if I can pull it up. Here it
feels like she brought a tiny knife to a gunfight.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, but also I don't remember what the name of the Pokemon is.
Sure.
But because I know the Pokemon, like I know what it's supposed to look like, it's supposed to be fanciful like that. It makes sense for her to do that interpretation. So. It's supposed to be cutesy like that. Huh?
It's supposed to be. She did like, is it called the Junko version? I can't But it's like cutesy versions of them.
Right. So it makes sense for her to do that interpretation, especially because I know what her other cosplays are. I think it's cute.
I think I just want to see what these guys really would do. I don't feel like we're seeing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have a week to put together a cosplay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go with the easiest one you can find.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the judges. I feel like we're being forced to be interested in it, just like the judges are. And I'm just like, all right. I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
That feels like a good way to put it, Elizabeth. It's like I want to see what they would really do. You know, let's give them the time to do this instead of forcing them to get it done in a week. I want to see what they can really do. That's what I want to see. That's why when I say that I want to see what you guys do, it's because I know how much time you put into your work. That's what I want to see here as well.
I feel like the Heroes of Cosplay should have been more of a documentary style. Travel to the convention, find the local cosplayer that's going to be doing a costume for that convention, follow them in their progress, and then air that as the episode. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great show.
But I'm sure that's more expensive and harder, and this is controlled, and they know exactly when the camera's going to be there. And
more expensive. I could 100% see this on a marketing and budgeting standpoint for sci-fi. I do.
This is 1 week of filming.
Yep. It just sucks because cosplay is something that's dear to us, and we don't like to see it weird.
All right. Enough of Heroes of Cosplay.
Man, our Helix rants were funny. This is just sad.
I'm also getting really tired, so I'm like, they're just terrible.
We're all grumpy at the end of the thing. Yeah, let's just move on. So real quick, I do want to say I did watch the Will Wheaton show, which premiered last week as well.
Oh, that's such a fun show.
I was actually surprised because I thought I was going to not like it, but about halfway through the show, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is fun.
It was very much like the soup, or Talk Soup, however, which soup was yours. But
yeah, so good job, Will Wheaton. Good job, Will Wheaton.
I like him a lot, man. I love his stuff and what he promotes. And then Felicia Day's on this episode coming up, and she's on my fire all over her. I like geekery talk like that.
It'll be fun. I'm curious to see how they make it work, but so far I'm liking it. So let's see. Did we miss anything else? Or from like Will Wheaton, and we're not going to do a recap of Will Wheaton because the whole show is recaps.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks for not recapping the recaps.
Yeah, that'd be a little ridiculous.
Hey, bro, I heard you like recaps, so here's a recap of your recap.
So let's see. The other things that are coming out. Crossbones just started. Apparently, so far the reviews have not been good, even with John Malkovich.
What they said on the Will Wheaton project about it really makes me laugh.
Oh God, yes. I can't even remember, but everything they said was just hysterical. So good. Orange is the New Black's coming out soon, June 6th.
Yes!
Yay.
They're excited.
It's going to be some mainlining. We still haven't figured out how we're going to handle that, so
I know.
we'll figure it out. Defiance starts June 19th. That was a show. It was kind of a roller
That's
coaster.
coming back?
Yeah. Totally renewed. What are you talking about? I was on a roller coaster last year. It was good. It was it was good. It was we'll see. We'll see.
That's why I was. That's why I said it. Yeah. But I mean, we got
got
Helix,
better at the end.
so.
It was one of those shows that started off slow and got better at the end.
Yeah.
True Blood is coming June 22nd. Last season, thank God. Falling Skies, June 22nd. That was a show that I actually got into in the first season, and then I was on set shooting during the second season, and I've never caught up. We're going into season 4, and I'm 3 seasons behind now, so doggone it. The Last Ship, starting June 22nd as well. That one looks interesting. Looks like there's an epidemic, a pandemic, and the only cure is on one U.S. ship, and everybody else is dying, so the people on the ship, and everybody wants that ship. We'll see how that goes. Sharknado 2, June 30th on Sci-Fi. The Leftovers is a new HBO show, June 29th. It's basically, people who are left after the rapture. It's a J.J. Abrams thing.
Yeah, looks interesting.
Look, yeah, I'm torn on whether I think I'd watch it or not. I don't know yet. We'll see.
I'm going to find a show to start watching, because once Game of Thrones is off, all I got is Heroes of Cosplay to talk about, and that'll just be a grouchy.
Yeah.
You should watch Orphan Black.
So the Strain,
Oh, yeah, I wanna do
Amanda, you like horror, and the Strain is coming July 13th.
Yeah, that's the Guillermo del Toro, isn't it?
Yes, Guillermo del
Yep,
Toro.
I'm on that. I'm on it.
What channel?
FX.
So it's
FX?
based cable.
Oh,
Damn
wait,
it.
it might be on Hulu.
It may be on
Because
Hulu.
I don't have FX.
What's it called?
The Strain. It was based off a book. I can't remember the author of the book. Maybe I don't know, but it looks insane. The first trailer came out. It looks crazy. Before I missed this, I just saw that Casey had a comment. The Pokemon that they cosplay was Evital. That was the big one that they did. Evital.
I knew you were gonna know.
Way to go. You're awesome like that. Let's see. The Flash has been pushed back a little bit, but it's probably going to be October. And Constantine, they just announced their release. It's going to be October 24th. So Constantine's going to hit October 24th. And that one also looks pretty amazing. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in June. June, July, October, but there's a lot of stuff coming up in June, so things will pick up a little bit right in time for Game of Thrones to shut down. But look at this, guys. I put us on a timer for some things, and all of a sudden we're like getting at a decent time. Cool. Yeah. Do we forget anything? No? No
What?
forgets?
No?
Not that we forgot anything.
Nope.
Okay, so how about YouTube? Anything you're watching on YouTube, Amanda?
God, I don't know. Spot. You put me on the spot. No, I don't have really anything.
You never watch anything on YouTube. Girl.
I do actually watch a lot of things, but they're tutorials on like how to make things or
Yeah.
tutorials
Nothing
on
wrong
how
with
to
a tutorial.
make things, wig reviews. Not really like fascinating YouTube stuff.
That could be fascinating. I might find them fascinating. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Maybe. Kelly, you watching anything fun?
Mostly been watching YouTube how-to videos.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find him.
I will say.
There he is.
Watch
What?
again. No, while you were finding that, something I want to start binge watching again is the Mortal Kombat series again.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just released information about Mortal Kombat 10 coming out. Now I'm like all into Mortal Kombat because it's my favorite game of all time. So yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be. So you'll be watching the Mortal Kombat series again.
So,
Trying to make it, Kelly?
yeah, okay, so I was trying to make Welt's Pockets, which is where you have a pocket, but then it looks like you have like this piece of fabric here, and sometimes here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Ooh,
Everybody
yeah.
else, though. Sewing people. Right,
Bitch.
so I found this really awesome tutorial how to sew a welt pocket by Last Reel, R-E-E-L Cinema. And they have some other tutorials, not a whole lot of videos, but that welt pocket tutorial was fantastic. I had to watch it like 10 times because it just blew my mind every time. It's like magic. It's
Magic.
like a magic trick. Yes, it really is. He also goes over flat felled and French seams. There's a flat wrap tutorial. Yeah, so there's like 3 or 4 sewing tutorials, and then the rest is stuff I'm not exactly sure what it's for. Maybe some like Kickstarter show stuff, I'm not exactly sure. But their sewing tutorials are really awesome, so go check them out.
Cool.
I feel like I've checked theirs out before. They sound familiar.
He has like a old-timey hat and like an old-timey vest and like facial hair.
Facial hair.
Cool.
Next layer. Casey's got a Casey says we should check out Many Names by the Brothers Rydell. It's apparently a short film that Brizzy Voices was in. So check out Many Names by the Brothers Rydell. I've not seen that, but I'll check it out for sure. Elizabeth, you watching anything online?
Kind of. I don't know if it really counts because I saw it first on TV, but then I saw it again on YouTube twice because you just watched it too. And that was Nirvana playing with Joan Jett, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Kim Gordon, Annie Clark, and Lorde. It was so good. It was at the rock and roll induction thing. Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
And I forgot to show that I am watching, but I'm like way behind. And it's so good. I just discovered it, and it's called The Midwife. It is so good. It's on PBS.
I've heard lots of really good things about it.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third season just ended. And I've just finished the second season, so I have to find the third season somewhere. But it's fantastic.
All right, so watch The Midwife.
Call The Midwife.
Call The Midwife. Whatever. Call The Midwife.
Oh, the midwife.
I'm gonna throw out a video that I watched that it's the kind of video, it's like a 6-minute video, but I end up watching it like 20 times. So I'm staring at the thing for like an hour. But it's a 6-minute video. It is a dance routine from the Vibe dance contest. This dance crew was just amazing. It was so amazing. They were dressed up like they were in this private school thing, in a music class, and they would just go around just doing different songs and different genres of songs and just doing this amazing, the best synchronized dancing I've seen in a long time. It was so, so cool. So that's something I've been watching a lot.
Did you put it in the
It's really
comments?
awesome. I can't put it in the comments.
And Caleb, I have watched Silicon Valley. I like it. I just haven't gotten into it.
Yeah, people are saying that Silicon Valley is like anti-feminist, and they don't have enough women characters on there, and they're mad about that.
What show?
Silicon Valley.
Oh.
It's good. I just don't think it's that addicting. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. I've liked what I've seen. I don't know if I would have said that it's anti-feminist, just because there weren't a lot of women on there, but I don't know. I'd have to take another look at it. I put the link in the chat room there, Kelly, so you can go see that video if you want. So yeah, I watched a little Silicon Valley.
I mean, if Silicon Valley is supposed to be about
A true story.
whoa,
But
there we go. I had the video playing at the same time. I was like, why are you saying the same thing, Amanda?
But if it's about a true story, it's hard. Exactly. It's very hard to put in a female character if it was just a
Right.
bunch of guys sitting around. So I see that too. So,
yeah,
I mean, the tech industry is male dominated, unfortunately, and it's really difficult as a woman, and it's very sexist place to be if you even get in there. So yeah, it might be, but that's the true reflection of the industry. So I think maybe your fault should be at the industry, not necessarily the show.
Bing, nailed it.
Yep.
And again, I
Perfect.
haven't watched enough of the show to know for sure, but I think what you're saying sounds pretty spot on. So, but what I did see of Silicon Valley, I did enjoy, and I've heard that it's a good show. So I'll try to watch some more of it, Caleb. I'm curious what you think. Let us know what you think of the show. Did you see any of that? Let us know. All right. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Why don't, as Kelly yawns.
I've been yawning so much recently. So.
Oh, good Lord. All right, well, let's call it a night then, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, it's been fun, and I like this whole timer thing. We got at a decent hour instead of having a 3-hour show. Yay! Good time. But thanks for watching. Unless anybody has anything else, why don't we all say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.